This is Justin AMZN on Thursday, July 26, 2018, with a look at the pre-market on uh, this following this really crazy sell-off. Um, it's recovered. I mean, it kind of put in a double bottom here, moved up, went sideways below our uptrend line, and then broke out through it. Looked like it was breaking out through our line at 1841, and put in a couple wicks here that came right back up to this same level that it sold off to initially, and around the same level that it ran up to, and then retested this line. So now it came back down, and instead of retesting, it actually came back through it, came back down to our uptrend line. And right now it looks like it's putting a bit of a squeeze on between these two lines. That's looking like where we're going to open. So we'll get into the day here. And immediately we get bought up. So people may be thinking, well, this is a sell-off. We're above that. Okay, it's a buy. I missed out on this rally after at the end of the day yesterday. So people are buying in here. And if you take a look at the daily, so what's interesting is this candle on the 5-minute ended as a shaved top, 1863.84. On the daily, it was not a shaved top. But where we're at down here, all these buyers are trapped. You know, newbies, new traders are buying this breakout into a new all-time high above the 1858.88 price, which was about right here. Yeah, a couple cents above that. So, I mean, people are buying this thinking, hey, it's going up to an all-time high, I better get in. And now they're all trapped. They're all losing money. Everybody who bought. And we almost came up to that same pivot right here on this candle. Just got a little bit of initial selling, a little bit of initial buying, and then selling again up here. And, you know, this pullback, we're below that. So anybody who bought in the last pretty much 2 hours of the day yesterday are trapped. So if they're smart, they're selling. The very next candle is a selling candle. It's got a low. Let's see, these two lows are 8 cents apart from each other. And so you could really set up a trade because we're trapping people, we're gapping down. You had this big sell-off. This is a bit of a curve back up. This is kind of the S curve, even though it doesn't look real smooth. That's what this is looking like. You could say this is a double top in here. And if you got in bearish below this low and stop up above high, that's about a $10 risk. And we'd be looking for a move all the way down to 1815, which is not that strange. That's the same kind of move we had from this price range 2 days ago down into this level. And then we sort of had it after hours yesterday from right up here down to here. And so it just didn't quite get there. It stands to reason that it could come down the rest of the way here if it goes bearish. Now, if it goes bullish, you know, anybody who is selling after hours, you know, anywhere in here, you know, you could flip that and actually go bullish above this high and continue the rally. You know, this is just a little bit of a setback. So that's the trade setups right now. So let's go into the next candle and see what happens. And the next candle has a really long upper wick, and it's got a low right on our uptrend channel. But it's basically an inside candle, inside of the bearish candle. Let's see what these highs are. Yeah, the highs are 21 cents apart. Is that what I just saw? So pretty close on the highs. And, you know, this is really just 15 minutes now of just a stair step. The very next candle is a massive breakdown candle. And it's possible that you could have been skipped over if you had a trade set up to get in bearish at 1835 or, you know, below the low here, which is, yeah, 1835.20. So you could have done 1835 by 1845. That would have worked. Or at least that setup would have worked. Whether you got filled or not on the stock may not have worked. But 15 minutes of just a sideways and then, you know, this sell-off, and you're almost up an R already on the first 5-minute candle if you're in it. And then you're up almost the full 2 hours in the next 5-minute candle. So this is really moving quickly. It's consolidating some, and then looks like it wants to pull back up to the The 5 exponential throws an upper wick, another one. So maybe some people were getting in on this, selling, and maybe they had a tight stop and got stopped out here. But it's not rolling over right away. There's a bit of a level here, put in some lows. This here is a bit of a high along with this low. So this is, this neckline. This could retest back up to 1835, which would be a great place for another entry going bearish with, the double top idea using the pre-market data. But if you're already in, you could be moving your stop definitely above this massive candle. It's possible that you could get it above a moving average and lock in a small gain. But we have another inside candle next, and then it starts to roll over here. And this forms somewhat of a evening star reversal. Inside candle breaking down, continuing that rollover. And this, we got a bunch of selling in a row. People are looking at this level thinking, okay, that's where we bounced. We're going to bounce there again, and we'll just buy up. So people are buying here thinking it's pulled back enough. But we really are looking for our 1815 targets. This is 25 minutes of stair step. It actually moved up a little bit higher. Even though it had all these upper wicks, actually moved up into a couple small candles here. Again, another stair step. Puts an upper wick up here. Now we've retested this morning star reversal. It'd be nice if it actually did retest back up to these lows. So that's about 1830. It did it here. It could do it again. It could consolidate, could get a little smaller, but either way, you can tighten your stop up to the 1834 or 1833 and a half, and that happens. So right here, let's see, we're almost up to 1830 on that one. There we go. Now we're into it. We've got above 1830. That's a nice retest of the pre-market levels. So this is your quick sell-off, quick retest, slower sell-off, and slower retest. And again, another stair step. And now this looks like it's actually starting to break out. But probably a false breakout because we're so bearish with this move, trapping all these people. We're below the line here. We're below our uptrend. We're right in the middle of this range. And so, it's not really doing anything directional right now. And so you want to be careful. You're not just jumping into something. You want to go with the trend, and the established trend is bearish on the day. And we're looking for it to pull back a little bit more. And there we go. These candles, the highs are off by 4 cents for each other. That's basically a tweezer top. And at this point, you could tighten your stop. If you had your stop up here at 1834 or 1833, you could tighten it up over here around 1832. Or be looking for another entry to get in bearish below here, the stop right here, or and reduce. There's a lot of different things to do. There we go. We start to break down, and this time we get there. We get all the way down to 1815. It just took a little longer. Obviously longer than this sell-off. This other one took a similar amount of time, and now it looks like we're kind of hovering on the 18. Well, not really hovering. We just have one candle. So let's see if we hover there. Nope, we continue. We sell on through. We get down to the low 1800s, and then we have a little bit of buying come in, and a little bit more. There we go. Probably come back. Yep, come back up to the 1815, and then if we were to roll over again from here, that's a lot of selling in the day. Already this is about right about $40 on the move today. And it's kind of the ranges, it's got an initial sell-off. So I'm looking at this and I'm ascribing what I see here. Initial sell-off, buy up, sell-off, buy up, or let's gap back up here. And go sideways a little bit, and then down and soft again. And that kind of matches what we have during the day. So sell-off, rally, sell-off, slow rally, sideways, sell-off again. And so we're basically replaying this right now, which we could do some sort of a double bottom. You could say this is a bit of a double bottom, kind of leaning. And then You know, we're right on that, right around that neckline price to see, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to continue to rally up. You know, we're going to rally up maybe into these lows around 1820, 1819. What's going to happen? So here's our rally. There we go. Staying below 1819. So we actually did S curve again. So each of these, you know, S curve, S curve, S curve. And we came into the 1818. So this is the low from after hours yesterday, and the low initially from today that we're getting back into. Not quite the 1819 price here, but really close. So all it's doing every time it's retesting, it's coming back up to a previous pivot point. Well, that gets easier to trade because all you have to do is just wait. Now, waiting is not always the easy part, but it's interesting here that we have some selling off, some chop for half an hour in here, and we're getting near the end of the day. Nope, hang on. Right near the end of the day, we're way down at the low here around 1805, where we're putting the previous low on the day itself. Overall, about a $40 move on the day with some clear opportunities to go bearish. And you know, any of these places where you have some upper wicks or the tweezer here, tweezer-ish, and then the upper wicks means that, okay, get ready to get in below that activity and a stop up above it. Now it's possible in this one, no, I guess it's not really. If you were being aggressive and got in too early, then you may have been stopped down in this one. If you got in bearish here with a stop up above the previous pivot, then you should have been in and carried this all the way down and then determined, okay, you want to get out. Did you get out at 1815? Did you get out, you know, once it shows a reversal candle, like here's a continuation where it makes a small candle, then breaks down. But this is a reversal candle. Would you have gotten out in that candle? And then as it rallied, it actually got above 1815, but came right back down under it. All right, those are some things to consider when you're getting this set up and looking for the lines going across. And you know, our 1815 line, it was a good one at the time, but I just wonder if it could be cinched up a little bit to this. And I mean, it's fine to draw in your own chart, but on this chart, you know, this is just how we got it drawn in at the 1815. So you saw a blip of this. This is earnings report for Amazon. Sells way off down to low 1700s, gets bought way up almost to 1900, and then begins to settle, but not before making quite a large range. So let's see, let me zoom back out. Something looks similar. I don't think it was that. I was seeing this Head and Shoulders here, and I thought I had seen one pre-market or something a few days ago, but maybe I don't think I have something else. All right, let me zoom in on here. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit more so we get rid of that other wick. There we go. So this kind of move, you can see, okay, I want to go bearish with puts, buying puts above that low in the option, but that high in the put. So if we switch over to the 1750 puts, let's see, we get rid of that. There we go. So the low here and the high are around $2 apart. So it's possible to take that breakout. Let's see, it's 8:35. 8:40. I forgot what time that was. And that candle is 8:45. Okay. So 8:45, and yeah, I'm getting on this candle. So I missed most of that initial move. Rallies up a little more, pulls back to my same entry, rallies a little more, pulls back to my same entry, slowly rallies, and then sells off and gets right back into this area with the low. So the low here was 1540, and over here, we're in the 15s range again. And that's when you could have loaded up, seeing what we had done here, and then ride a rally up. And so, you know, it's possible to get into this, you know, 16 by 15, and then take that up to, you know, 24, 25. Is that even 26 in there? Yeah, 27, 13. So, you know, going from 16 all the way up to possibly 26, that's a that's 10, that's $100, that's $1,000 risking just 100 to make that trade. So yeah, there'd be a phenomenal setup to be able to capture that, but you would have really had to been looking for it to make this low, especially when it does this to make it after it already put in a high, put in a new high, now put in another high with relatively flat bottom. That's what we're looking at in this move. So this candle, 5, I think it's that one. So yeah, 11.05. There you go. So this candle actually is the one that started getting bought up right after the one that looked like it was taking out the lows of the day. So if we come back over here, if you saw this candle and thought, oh, I'm going to buy it here, and got in the next candle at 12.10, let's see, 12.10 would have been right there, and would have been too tight for a 1R risk. But you can see that this just kind of grinded a little bit higher, and then started to sell off. So the puts, they were part of this ebbs and flows that we're seeing intraday. That's the daily. Intraday, you have a little bit of rally, little bit of rally. Those were those were rallies into pivots and then just sold off again. And that's why the options didn't really move in its favor too much on the calls here. These grinds higher, but it really did get in bearish. Like, look at this. This is 10. It's 50 minutes of selling. And it makes sense that there's going to be some retracement. So come back into the thought. I'm clicking the wrong way. So let's run these candles. Let's get better at evaluating candles and figure out just how to trade the stuff. So for tomorrow, with the earnings being today, and so tomorrow, it looks like we're gapping up to an all-time high, somewhere up here. Last time we went with an all-time high, or not all-time high. Sorry, the last time we went with a bullish gap, gap and go. It actually sold off initially, so it's possible that this will fade. It's very possible it will fade, but you'll again be trapping everybody who is selling here, just like these couple of candles. Those were actually slightly above all of this, and just kind of trap some shorts. So we're definitely trapping shorts here with the gap up for tomorrow. So really have to evaluate what that price ends up being. But what was really interesting is we came right into some of the lines down here. We've got 1714 or 1750, something like that, and then a couple uptrend lines, and looks like a lot of them aren't needed just because it keeps going up. So I'll have to draw some more lines in. The next one I've got is this uptrend that it would grind back down to, and then this line for hold resistance, potential new support, and we'll just take it one day at a time. So hope you enjoyed the video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.